So today we are here with Markus Kruger, who is one of the content creators helping us to produce the content for the new online course for the Upcycledclothcollective. Markus, thank you so much for spending time with me today and having a conversation with me. I appreciate it so much.
All good, yeah, no worries.
So can you tell us a little bit more about how you got into content creation?
To be honest, I started really young, still with the old Sony Ericsson phones, filming my brother and sister play around the garden, making little home movies on the phone.
Okay.
So that's sort of where I started having this love for like making things, filming people, getting people's reactions, all of that type of thing. And sort of progressed. After school, I went into music and taught guitar for a year. And one day I was just looking at my granddad's old photography cameras and his gear and everything, and something like clicked inside of me that this is something I have to pursue. Then I went and studied it, and I met fish, and the rest is history. Just been working since then.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's very cool. And you wouldn't think about going back to teaching guitar lessons again?
No. What's that thing that they say, that you must never make your hobbies your work, something like that. Where you should, yeah. So for me, music is just a means like of relaxing and connecting with some friends, and not really being public about it in any way. So for me, that's completely a private part of my life now to enjoy with people that are close to me. So yeah.
And what do you enjoy most about content creation?
The message, for sure. We live in a country where a lot of people have stories to tell, and a lot of people need help. Who no one really knows about. And through this content creation and sharing their stories, sharing their motivations and their means and their ways, it gives people an insight and an actual opportunity to help these people and for them to grow and better their lives and everything. So for me, so far, that has been my absolute best work. I've enjoyed that the most. So.
Okay, so you like to connect stories that with people that will inspire them to change and take action.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, that's so interesting. And which topics that you've worked on so far in your career have been the most interesting to you?
The most eye-opening one for me thus far has been a short documentary type thing we've shot in Munsieville.
Okay.
And Munsieville is an interesting place because it's a low-cost community, but what sets it apart from a lot of other low-cost communities is that it's an interracial setting. So all of the different races all live there in sort of a commune, and they all live together and they work and they help each other. And there's very little problems in between neighbors. You know, if you don't have if you don't have food to feed your child this evening, and you go to the lady next door, she'll help you. Even if it's the last bit of pop that she can get out of that pot, it'll go to someone who needs it the most. And I've just found in places like that where people almost have everything else stripped away from them. Except their dignity, hopefully, and some of like the few possessions they have, then it makes such a catalyst for people to come together and to actually help each other and see through their superficial differences. You know, get straight down to we are human and we must help each other.
That's so beautiful. And don't you find it interesting? So for me, what's always been fascinating is that when I look very hard at people around me, I'll very often see that it's the ones who are possibly have the least. Somehow always still find that in themselves, that I still have something to give. And I think that's an amazing capacity in humans, is that even when we have no physical belongings, we still have something that we can give to others. And that generosity is so often still present in people who don't have resources. I think it's when we kill that sense that hope is lost.
Like the humanity behind it.
Yes. And if you could work on like your dream project, what would that be?
My dream project? Oh my word. I think my dream project will probably change as I go. I'm very goal orientated. So for me, my dream project right now will be different in 2 years. You know? So at the moment now, I absolutely love documentaries. I love traveling. So my dream job at this point would definitely be to travel for work for the first time, like internationally, just further within the country. And just learn some cool people, experience some cool things. and document it. That'd be it for me right now.
Oh, that's so cool. Thank you. And then finally, could you tell us something that nobody out there knows about you? Like just a little known fact about Markus Kruger.
Okay. I've got one. In grade 1, we had to do speeches, right? And the speeches were about like what our occupation has to be, or what we want to become when we're older.
Okay.
And everyone wanted to be a fireman or a policeman or a doctor or a lawyer, all of these things. And I wrote this whole speech about wanting to be an actor.
Okay.
So that's actually crazy how now,
you're on the other
20
side.
years later, I'm on the other side of the camera. So yeah, that's a little known fact about me.
Oh, that's very cool. And that dream that young Marcus had, is it still there in the background, or?
It's adapted, but yeah, 100%. It's still it's still a thing of being creative, doing what I love. That's the same reason I was pursuing music for that time, is I enjoyed it. I love being creative. I love working with people.
Okay.
And the film industry is literally mirroring that, in the sense of it's a technical thing. I get to work with my hands. I get to work with people, make things. So yeah, no, it's definitely, it's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for
Thank
spending
you.
time.
Appreciate
That
it.
was awesome.
Thanks.